Welcome back, Fantasy Endgame community. I'm Pierre here to give you some waiver wire pickups for pitchers heading into week 4 of the fantasy baseball season. Let's start with a guy that has become a hot commodity all of a sudden, and nobody knew who he was before the season started. That is Paul Blackburn of the Oakland A's. Look, sometimes value comes from bad teams, to be honest, because Oakland expected to finish last in their division, possibly in the American League. They're going to battle hard with Baltimore for that title. But look, there's some good players here who are making a name for themselves because those guys like Sean Pineda were traded, and that opens up an opportunity. So Blackburn has been really solid so far. 3 straight outings, going at least 5 innings. And what's most impressive, 14-1 strikeout to walk ratio. That's right, he's only walked one batter in 15 innings. So will he sustain it? That's the question. This is a guy that's 28 years old, so in his prime, but really no track record of success in the majors. So it's one of those things where you kind of have to balance taking that risk of, could he be somebody who is just off to a hot start? Maybe batters will figure him out. Maybe he'll fall back to earth. Or maybe this is a guy who's finally getting his chance and could be that breakout candidate. I talked about Miles Mikolas last week, a guy who kind of came out of nowhere a few years ago after playing overseas. Maybe this is Blackburn's time to be that guy. But either way, definitely worth streaming for the time being. So pick him up. He's still available in over 2/3 of fantasy leagues. All right, let's talk about a guy that I will admit I was and kind of still am skeptical of. I'm always going to be wary of Dylan Bundy. Look, those years in Baltimore, he just got tagged over and over. This has always been a guy who has excellent arm talent. And then we saw finally, it was like the breakthrough happened as soon as he moved out of Baltimore, honestly, to LA, and he had that great season. And then last year, it was like the same old Bundy, right? The ratios were bad. He missed some time also due to injury. So, going to Minnesota, it's not like I was expecting anything other than what we're used to. Thought maybe that was just an outlier season in 2020. Well, so far, he's been lights out. He seems to really like it in Minnesota. He's gone in 3 outings against really good teams, by the way. That's the thing, too. Legit. Going against the Mariners, the Red Sox, and the White Sox. He's gone 5 innings in each. He's only allowed a total of 1 run and 10 hits. So, it's hard for me to, again, fully invest in Bundy. Again, it's not a matter of ability or talent or opportunity. It's just, been burned before, so once bitten, twice shy. But look, you've got to buy into what you see so far. So give him a chance. Dylan Bundy, if he's still out there, is somebody worth picking up. Another blast from the past here, Michael Pineda. Look, I almost recommended him last week. I knew that he was set to make his first start for the Tigers. That's where he is nowadays, for those keeping score at home. And he was going against one of his former teams, the Yankees. I kind of wanted to see how that went first before saying go out and try him against the Yankees lineup. Well, he did pretty well, right? In that one game, also 5 innings, no earned runs, and 3 hits. That's pretty good. Now, this is not the same Michael Pineda you remember from his days with the Yankees or the Mariners. This is somebody who has lost quite a bit of velocity. He used to throw 94, 95 in his fastball, and now he's averaging 90. So that's never a good sign. Look, the strikeout stuff, he used to be a guy. At one point, he accumulated 207 strikeouts in a season. He was a strikeout pitcher. He's not that anymore. Last year with Minnesota, less than a K per inning. So you can't count on a lot of strikeouts, but this is somebody who knows how to work in the zone. He will help with whip because he does not walk batters either. He's not going to nibble and bite. He's going to attack hitters. Like, he's not going to blow them away anymore, but he's one who will not hurt himself. He's going to pitch to contact, and he usually does a pretty effective job at locating his pitches. So Pineda has become a professional pitcher. He knows how to get by with what he's got. So while this isn't someone who's going to necessarily blow away the competition, he could be a solid source of ratios, and that's what you want at this point from the waiver wire. All right, time for some closer talk. You always need saves. Every week there's going to be guys we speculate on. Well, here's an easy one. Lucas Sims is the closer for the Cincinnati Reds. Lucas Sims was always going to be the closer for the Reds, but then he started on the IL. But it was just a minimum stay. Anybody who dropped him, that was a mistake. Anybody who hasn't picked him up yet really should do so if you're in a league that counts saves. So as soon as he came back, he was given the closer job, picked up a save. Look, this is somebody who has been really, really good when given the chance. A former high-end prospect and starter for the Braves, converted to a reliever, moved to Cincinnati. For 3 seasons in a row now, he's held an expected batting average against under 180, right? He's had at times some absolutely elite numbers. So if he's healthy, which has been an issue the last 2 years, but if he's healthy and good, which it looks like he is now, he is the closer. Look, Reds aren't a great team. Just already talked about it. Sometimes the best value on the waivers comes from bad teams. And when you're coming to closers and looking for saves, you cannot be picky. Lucas Sims is pretty much a must-add in saves leagues. Now, a player who's already been added a lot, and I would honestly go the other direction here, but look, beggars can't be choosers. You need saves. Jorge Lopez already has 4 of them for the Orioles. And again, bad team. I already talked about the games they do win are going to be close. The problem with Lopez is you really have to be careful here. This is a player who, you know what, no disrespect intended, but has been really bad. All right, he's just been bad in the majors. He has a career 5.94 ERA and a WHIP of 1.53. So are those saves worth potentially blowing up your ratios? You're going to have to decide that for yourself. Look, he's been good this year so far. Give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's see what happens. But honestly, this is a guy I would pick up if available just because saves are so valuable, and then try to flip him, right? Trade him for somebody else. Or you could take the chance and maybe trade one of your other closers. Hope that Lopez holds on to the job and gets something in return if you need it. But again, right now Lopez is starting to gather some steam on the waiver wire. If you do need saves, grab him now. All right, and then finally, you know, I always like to throw out a prospect or two to get you looking ahead. Well, this is somebody who just got the call and is now up. Otto of the Texas Rangers. He was expected to fight for a rotation spot going into the season, but he had a bad spring, kind of got roughed up and started out in the minors. Well, he was absolutely dominant in his first couple of weeks in the minors, got the call, and looked really good against Oakland last week. Look, Otto is a big right-handed pitcher who has the stuff to blow away hitters. He can get you strikeouts. You know, this new park in Texas plays pretty much pitcher friendly. Texas is not going to get in a lot of, what do you want to say, shootouts, because their offense has just been terrible. So Otto's a guy to keep an eye out. Again, any young pitcher, especially rookies, they're going to have their ups and downs. So you might want to pick your spots with him. But if you're prospecting, you're looking for somebody potentially in a keeper league, Otto, somebody to keep an eye on. All right, guys, those are the pitchers I like right now on the waiver wire the most. Hit us up and let us know what you think. Leave us a comment here. Join us on Discord, by the way. Talk fantasy baseball and football all year long. Join the in-game community. All right, see you later.